Hi everyone, and welcome to London Tech Leaders. First and foremost, in part of the agenda, we're going to have Rajesh Agrawal, who's Deputy Mayor of London for Business, who's kindly joined us this evening to do some opening remarks.
Hello everyone. I hope you are all well and staying safe. So the Mayor's vision for recovery is to reshape London as a city that remains open and attractive for Londoners, visitors and investors. I know that we, the business community and the public sector, can work together to do so. Thank you once again. And now I would like to hand over to David Crawford, Group CTO of Naked Wines. Thank you.
Hopefully it'll be some lively discussion amongst us all. We've got some questions that I'm going to address to the panel. Can everyone make it an opportunity by navigating the market and their customers in a different way?
I think that there's going to be a lot of organizations that don't deserve to make it through this time because they have ignored the demands of their customer base and of a changing demographic in their employees.
You look at some amazing innovations of organizations have spun things up super quickly. I mean, retailers who've shifted from a physically based retail model to a click and collect in a matter of weeks.
So recently, Twitter, famously now, announced that all of their employees can work from home forever. Is this something that you and your organisation might support?
I think what Twitter have done is really interesting. They have sort of laid down the gauntlet to a degree for everybody else. But I think what they've done is one size fits all. And I don't think one size fits all.
I think for many executives, this has been a real eye-opener. They have been forced to run exec meetings, board meetings, and I think because the technology has worked, they have become almost by definition more tech savvy, more aware of what's been possible.
I think it's a really good call. You'd almost think as Microsoft we'd have a vested interest in everybody working from home because of the massive growth that we've seen in our Teams platform. But even our chief executive, Satya Nadella, has gone on the record and really been clear that he has reservations about the thoughts of permanently working from home.
How much value do you think is lost by the limitations in creativity imposed by not being able to gather around a whiteboard and bounce ideas off each other?
In the short term, yes, we'll lose a lot of our productivity. At the same time, in software engineering, so much of your day is spent in flow, or pairing with one person, where you're doing very, very focused work. And in open office, especially office interruptions, can slow that down quite a bit.
How do we think companies will view internal technical investment, their commitment to the technology budget in light of the current situation?
There is definitely, David, a new expectation in terms of the pace that technology teams can deliver at. We went from virtually no usage of Teams across the NHS to 1.2 million users enabled in a week.
I don't think it's just about technology. I think it changes culture. I think it changes the way people think. It changes the way boards think. Changes the way people collaborate in the business when they're forced together. We've all seen it, I'm sure, in all our companies. When you're forced together to do something, it is amazing how powerful that something can be when there is only one thing to focus on.
One of the big things people also forget about agile companies and about agile ways of working is that people are fundamentally at the core of agile. So one of the things we've been doing is really investing much more in our people and our people who work in technology. So making sure that people are getting the agile coaching, for example, that they need so that they have the ability to work remotely and collaboratively at the same time.
So given that we were talking about companies investing internally, I don't want to turn political, but do we need more investment?
Just like we invest in roads, just like we invest in infrastructure, there's a scenario where there isn't a vaccine for a long time, or it takes, or the vaccine needs to be kind of re-upped. There's also a scenario where companies do evolve and remote working becomes a lot more normal.
I think that spins us nicely onto our final question. New normal, what are its key attributes going to be, do we think? Phil, you got any views on that?
It's how do you convince everyone involved at the leadership community and our organisations to not go back to the old, but whatever that new normal thing is, we haven't achieved anything, I don't think, through this horrible crisis if we don't have something which is an enduring model, which is better than it was before.
We as leaders have just a huge opportunity and just a tremendous responsibility right now. We're going to look back in a few years and we're going to say, what did we do? Did we go back to the status quo? Did we go back to kind of the command and control structures that I don't think this panel is much of a fan of.
I think for me, the new normal, if I had to sum it up, the things that I've seen, at least in our business, the new normal is going to be much more cross-functional and collaborative than people were before. It's going to be digital first. It's going to be flexible for our customers and for our employees.
Thank you everybody for a fabulously engaged panel. Really good to talk with you all on these important issues. Hopefully we've all got a bit of inspiration from each other and also from some of the questions from our audience.